Do you find yourself avoiding ranked even when you want to climb? Sometimes you have the time and the motivation, but you just can't bring yourself to click the Q button. That's ranked anxiety, and it's way more common than people think. If you are new here, I'm Buzz, and this is the Ranked Ramble, a series where I reflect on the hard lessons that solo queue teaches me so that you don't have to learn them the same way I did. Put it on in the background while you queue, eat, clean your room, whatever works. Or if you're here to watch the below average gameplay, that's cool too. Let's get into it. In this one, I want to talk about 4 of the biggest causes of ranked anxiety, why they happen, how they show up, and what you can actually do about them. This isn't medical advice since I'm not a therapist, but I've played this game for thousands of hours, and I've spent a lot of time talking to players about this stuff, so I have some insight on the topic of ranked anxiety. Real quick, just to be transparent, this isn't something I deal with super often myself. I've felt ranked anxiety before, but I usually just chalk it up to not wanting to play that day. I step away, come back later, and I'm fine. However, after my last video on tilt management, a couple of people left comments asking for something specifically about managing ranked anxiety, so I decided to look into this topic more, and I got some insight on what causes it, why it shows up, and how people are actually managing it, and that's what I'm here to share today. Start this off, what is ranked anxiety? I'm talking about that mental friction that stops you from queuing up, whether it's the fear of performing badly, dropping SR, or just not feeling good enough to play. It creates this weird resistance that can be hard to describe. It's different from being tilted or frustrated after a bad game. This is more about those situations where you think, I haven't even played yet, and I'm already stressed about it. What causes ranked anxiety? There are a few different things that can cause ranked anxiety. The big one that I see is the fear of failure. This is especially true if you care about winning over improving. As I mentioned in my last video, playing with the sole intention of gaining rank is unhealthy in the long run, since your losses are more likely to impact you negatively. You may think losing means that you're a bad player and you don't deserve your rank. This thought process can be especially damaging if you've hit your peak rank recently. It may cause you to think things like, I'm a Masters player now, I have to always play like a Masters player. You may feel more pressure to perform since you're playing to protect that border around your character icon, rather than playing to learn and improve. When these negative feelings begin to pile up, you will likely find it easier to not play ranked at all. My organized play team has felt this recently, as we've all ranked up a bit and we've gotten a lot better, so we've started scrimming at a higher rank. It feels like the improvements we have made as a team get overwritten, but in reality we are just playing against better players. Remember, as you climb, playing against better players is part of the experience, and figuring out how to learn from those matchups will really help you improve. For me, playing on an alt account near my main rank helps take the pressure off. Not to smurf, but to lower the stakes of losing a bit, and just to focus on my gameplay. I also like setting intentional goals, things like, I won't engage without my cooldowns, or I'll hold corners better to avoid poke. This way, even if I lose the game, I still feel like I got better. Another common cause is the trap of thinking that you're not ready to play. This can show itself as extended warm-up routines where you treat your warm-up as procrastination for actually playing. You might be running another deathmatch, clicking around in aim trainers, or scrolling Discord or YouTube, anything to avoid pressing that Q button. And here's a take that might be a little controversial, but watching too many Overwatch educational videos can actually make you not want to play the game. It sounds and feels productive to learn more about the game, but it can feed into a mindset of not allowing yourself to play because there's always more to learn before you get into a game. You might find yourself absorbing a lot of the theory of the game, but you never dedicate structure to practicing what you've learned. What works for me is setting a non-performance goal, something like I will play 2 ranked games regardless of the outcome. Not that I will win, just that I will play. Also, quick play is a really bad warm-up tool if you're trying to get better at ranked. It is not a good simulation of a ranked game since the people are not trying as hard to win, and the people are playing more for fun. If you lose, it can actually add frustration before you even hit the queue. Instead, I recommend using something like the Vaxta workshop code, an in-game deathmatch, or even an external aim trainer like Kovacs to warm up your mechanics and make sure your hand-eye coordination is good to go. Social anxiety, or the fear of judgment, can be another source of ranked anxiety that can add a barrier to building up the courage to queue for ranked. Since Overwatch is a team-based game, communication can be very important. I understand how this can be a double-edged sword though, since the comms can get very toxic when someone makes a mistake. Since there's the possibility of this, I don't blame you for starting with team chat muted and only engaging when you feel prepared. I recommend to leave comms if it gets toxic when you're practicing a focused topic. You can even play in a group with friends, that way there are more people who are less likely to judge you. I know how rough it can be to make one mistake early into the game and have someone question why you're in this rank. Even if you mute them afterwards, that type of comment can stick with you. The last one is very common, I'm sure we've all felt it before. Past negative ranked experiences can also have a big impact on your ability to focus up and get your head back in the game. I recommend taking a break after bad losses and trying to find out what you could have done better. If you feel like you were the only thing that caused you to lose your last game, just review it and see what you could have done better and focus on that the next game. Focus on something intentional, like movement or positioning, not on the result of the game. Let ranked feel neutral. Don't put pressure on yourself to redeem your SR. You're not rebuilding your ranked history, you're just queuing another game to learn. So, just to recap, ranked anxiety is a really common roadblock, especially when you're trying to improve. Being nervous about pressing the Q button doesn't mean that you are lazy or unmotivated. Getting past that mental block is a huge milestone for a lot of players, and it's something you can work through. I also want to say thank you. My first video last week did way better than I could have ever expected, and the comments genuinely influenced this topic. So if you made it this far, thank you for being here. If you learned something or this helped you out, drop a like. It really helps the video reach more players who might need it. If you've dealt with ranked anxiety yourself, or you've got your own way of managing it, drop a comment and let me know what's helped you. I read all the comments, so they really do give me insight on what to make next. Also, I set up a Discord server recently. I mostly plan on making this a community where you can find people to play with, or just hang out while you climb, but I also plan on offering some more in-depth VOD reviews soon. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, the server link is in the description below. If you want more mindset first Overwatch content like this, subscribe and I'll keep it coming. If you missed my last video on tilt management, it's on the end card now, and it pairs very well with this one.